So continuation, neglect or abandonment by caregivers. Neglect is the failure of a caregiver to fulfill his or her caregiving responsibilities. So the caregiver is not properly doing his or her responsibilities. Self-neglect is failure to provide for one's own essential need. Elder neglect constitutes more than half of all reported cases of elder abuse. So neglect can be active, intentionally done, or passive unintentionally, like based on factors such as ignorance or denial that an elderly needs as much care as he or she does. So what all may be the signs and symptoms? Neglect means avaganana, okay. Unusual weight loss. So in persons with who have neglected, for example, we are not at all interested in taking care of the persons, not even giving food properly, not even cleaning them properly, not even caring them properly. So what all signs and symptoms we can see in those elder persons? Weight loss, malnutrition, dehydration, untreated physical problems such as bed sores, unsanitary living conditions, dirt, bugs, soil bedding and clothes, being left dirty or unbathed, unsuitable clothing or covering for the weather, unsafe living condition, no heat or running water, faulty electrical wiring, fire hazards, desertion of the elder at a public place. Desertion means ഉപേക്ഷിക്കുക, എവിടെയെങ്കിലും ഒരു പബ്ലിക് പ്ലേസിൽ കൊണ്ടുപോയി ഉപേക്ഷിക്കുക, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ തിരക്കുള്ള ഒരു സ്ഥലത്ത് കൊണ്ട് ഉപേക്ഷിക്കുക. There is one example, okay. I don't know, you might be seeing this film. This film's name is Bridge. It is a film inside a main film, that is Kerala Cafe. Have you seen Kerala Cafe movie? That is a movie which is comprised of 10 small movies. In that one movie was Bridge. If possible, you have to see this movie. It's a very touching movie. Next is about psychological abuse. Psychological abuse is moreover similar to emotional abuse. Psychological abuse, often called emotional abuse, is a form of abuse characterized by a person subjecting or exposing another person to behavior that may result in psychological trauma, including anxiety, chronic depression, or post-traumatic stress disorder. So persons who are isolated and lack social or emotional support are particularly vulnerable to get abused. What all may be the signs and symptoms? Significant weight loss or gain that is not attributed to other causes. Stress-related conditions, including elevated blood pressure. Has problems in sleeping. Exhibits depression and confusion. Covers in the presence of abuser. Covers means കുട്ടികളൊക്കെ ഒളിക്കില്ല, പേടിച്ചു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ കുട്ടികളൊക്കെ ഒളിക്കില്ല, അതുപോലെ തന്നെ covers means ഒളിക്കുക എന്നുള്ള ഒരു രീതിയിലാണ്. Covers in the hide ആയിട്ട് നിൽക്കുക. Emotionally upset, agitated, withdrawn and non-responsive. So these are the signs and symptoms of psychological abuse. And next is financial exploitation. So this involves unauthorized use of an elderly person's fund or property, either by a caregiver or an outsider. An unscrupulous caregiver might do these things. Unscrupulous means the person who can do harm, or the persons or peoples with no moral values. Unscrupulous caregivers. So these type of caregivers can misuse an elder's personal checks, credit cards, or accounts. They can either steal cash, household goods, forge the elder's signature. Forge എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ elder signature, eldersന്റെ signature ഒക്കെ ഇടുക, കെട്ടിച്ചമച്ച് ഇടുക, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ അവരറിയാതെ ഇടുക. Engage in identity theft. Signs and symptoms, mainly we can see significant withdrawals from the elder's account. So elder person's ATM means bank account withdrawals, we can see with significant withdrawals. Sudden changes in the elder's financial condition. Items or cash missing from the senior's household. Suspicious changes in wills, power of attorney, titles and policies. ഇതൊക്കെ readable points ആണ് കേട്ടോ. Unpaid bills or lack of medical care, although the elder has enough money to pay for them. Financial activity the senior couldn't have done, such as an ATM withdrawal when the account holder is bedridden. Unnecessary services, goods or subscriptions with elders' money. So that are the signs and symptoms. Features and healthcare fraud and abuse. So here carried out by unethical doctors, nurses, hospital personnel and other professional care providers. So examples, what all may be the examples? Examples of healthcare fraud and abuse regarding elders mainly include not providing healthcare but charging for it. Correct healthcare കൊടുക്കില്ല പക്ഷേ കൊടുത്തു എന്നുള്ള രീതിയിൽ അതിനുള്ള കാശ് ഈടാക്കുന്നു. Overcharging or double billing for medical care or services. Unnecessary referrals. ശരിക്കും റെഫറൽസിന്റെ ആവശ്യം ഉണ്ടാവില്ല, പക്ഷെ വെറുതെ ചുമ്മാ റെഫർ ചെയ്യുക വേറെ ഡോക്ടേഴ്സിന്, അപ്പോൾ വീണ്ടും കാശ് അവിടെ ചെലവഴിക്കാമല്ലോ. ഓവർ മെഡിക്കേറ്റിംഗ് ഓർ അണ്ടർ മെഡിക്കേറ്റിംഗ്. റെക്കമെൻഡിങ് അൺവാണ്ടഡ് റെമഡീസ് for illnesses or other medical conditions. So these are all the examples for health care fraud. So health care fraud can be done by unethical doctors, nurses, hospital personnel and other professional care providers. Signs and symptoms or features. Duplicate billings for the same medical service or device. Evidence of over medication or under medication. Evidence of inadequate care when bills are paid in full. Problems with care facility. Poorly trained, poorly paid or insufficient staff crowding. Inadequate responses to questions about care. So these all can be seen in healthcare fraud and abuse.